Hey guys, it's Summer Rush. I just played this game in my RHM on Proc. Now, I'm going to give you a bit of a tutorial for scouting on Proc because the the amount of mistakes I see light tanks make on this side is ridiculous. And this game, I thought it was really well played. So you can see, we're on the map Proc. The first thing, if you're a scout, you have to do this more than any other tank class in the game. You need to look at the enemy team lineup, especially on this map, because most lights just blindly go up to E1. And in this game, if there is an EBR on the enemy team, or if they have more than 2 lights, you never want to take that risk, especially if you're trying to 3-mark a tank like I am with the RHM, because it's just, what happens is enemy lights go up to here, and they will just spot you and kill you as you drive up to E1. Now, in this case, if you look at the enemy team lineup, they've got one Sheridan. And I'm going to tell you, this Sheridan, even though there's one light, will make the exact same play. And I have to be really careful. So what you have to do to avoid getting counter-scouted as you push into a position like this is you have to deal with the approach really well. So what I'm doing is I'm coming up to this position here. I'm going to pause it because basically you want to drive through this intersection on the road. It's going to line you up really nicely to get into the bushes. And from here, you need to take a really shallow entry because most players will drive up on the red line to get to the road. The higher you go, the easier it is for tanks to spot you in the mid. So I take a really shallow entry. I get into the bottom of this row of bushes, and here I am. Right off the bat, we spot the Sheridan trying to counter-scout me. So because I got here as quickly as I could, because I played low, I was able to spot the Sheridan. Now, the Sheridan doesn't die, and he's actually able to escape. This is a big deal later in the game. But you can see what's happening is I've got a reasonable amount of support. Artie blind fires at me. We spot the Sheridan. He takes 600 or so damage right off the bat. Now they've got the Progetto here, and the rest of this is just passive scouting. Every single epic game on this map starts from E1 if you're in a light tank. So we get about 2k spotting. I'm just going to fast forward this and skip to when I leave because that's going to be the next major play. You can see Sheridan's moving up to here, so I slightly manipulate my position, and what will eventually happen is I'm just going to stop getting eyes, and if you watch this Sheridan, keep an eye on him. We're going to speed it up a bit. He YOLOs me. So what he does is he gets into this position. I see my Sixth Sense go off. Now, there's a couple things about my positioning. I'm facing downhill. What this does is it lets me get out of this position really easily. The Sheridan tried to ram me, which would have got me killed. And you can see because I wasn't like facing uphill or doing something stupid like facing forwards, I'm able to get out of there because I went downhill. I accelerated out. Now, that kept me alive and turned this into the game that I'm showing you basically. So when you're in that bush, position yourself like I was and you'll be able to escape, and you often won't get lit unless you get YOLO'd like that Sheridan did. So the Sheridan YOLO'd me. They're now down all their lights. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this position and I'm approaching it from the high road. I put this tree in between myself and where I think the Progetto is. This is just to try to prevent getting lit by the Progetto. If any of the mediums have pushed up, I'm using this tree on my approach to keep me safe. Now, here, obviously, the tree's not helping me anymore. And so what I do is I slow down, but I don't stop. I want to see if I got spotted. And you can see my Sixth Sense hasn't gone off. So because I didn't get lit, I back up. This bush is solid to my right, and I'm now able to shoot at the 50-41. Most scouts don't take this risk because, you know, the guides from blue players basically say in passive scout, when you're passive scouting, you're not allowed to shoot. What you do in this position, one of the reasons it's so strong is you just fall back to where I was and you can shoot people in the mid. And so you can see I get some shots in the 50-41. That's going to help out my team in the middle. And now what's happening is the Tortoise is pushing up. So my thinking here was the Tortoise is pushing in. People will start shooting at him, but the Tortoise won't have the view range to spot them. So I came into this bush to try to help out this Tortoise, and what's eventually going to happen is the Tortoise spots a Conway, and once that Conway dies, I kind of said, if they're able to kill the Conway, I feel comfortable pushing in and scouting for the team. I just wanted to make sure everyone could render the enemies on the one line. And so the Conway dies. I spot a T95. This is fine. We're still in this bush. Because nothing's happening and I've got shots in the mid, I'm definitely going to take those. So I put that shot out, misses, and this is where, if I got spotted, it would just catalyze me and get me to basically push up the one line. So you can see I'm not spotted yet. I'm going to continue shooting. The second I do get lit, though, you can see I get spotted right here. I'm like, okay, it's time to go, basically. The 50-41 takes a shot at me. I run this way, and once again, I use the slope of the hill to get me moving quickly. Harder to shoot a target that's moving across your screen. And now, because I got lit, my position changed. I'm going to push up into the mid. Now, when you're scouting here, you want to get up to here as quickly as you can, the green marker. You can see I drive down low, keeping me safe from tanks over here, and the Type 61 tracks me. I repair it basically instantly, and here we go. I'm just hoping that my team can kill the Type 61 before he shoots me again. So team kills the Type 61, 855 spotting. Now, I'm going to drive up here. You can see my focus is on the T95. This is a mistake, because when you poke up like this, look at this. This guy has shots in you. So this is a huge mistake right here. My teammates can kill the T-95. I'm just being greedy. I crest this ridge, get shot by the IS-32, spot the T-30, and this play is going to get me a lot of spotting damage, but the IS-32 could have killed me, so you really don't want to do what I did right there. Now, I'm falling back, of course. That's just to get safe from the IS-32, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit in this bush, and I'm just going to try not to die, because the IS-32 where he is can't kill me, and from here I can't really get spotted or shot at by the IS-32 or YOLO'd by a medium because I am a one-shot at this point. So falling back, the primary reason I actually did that and risk getting shot on my retreat was I didn't want to get YOLO'd by the Progetto. So here I am. VK is getting spotted by someone else. I'm not getting spotting damage. The reality is I'm a one-shot, so this is the right play at the time. I have to watch the map because if this IS-32 were to cross, my position would become compromised. Now, my team is slowly dying around us. We're losing the zero line. Fine. And they quickly lose 2 of their tanks. So they've only got a T-30 left. Now, at this point in time, I looked at the enemy team lineup and I was like, who's unspotted? And I noticed that they have an FV. The major thing that I noticed, actually, like, okay, the timing when I commentate is kind of weird. I just look and immediately I see it. It takes a quarter of a second. But I saw their FV-183 wasn't spotted. I also saw this IS-32 was pushing into me. And so I moved to this bush. This was just get safe from the IS-32. And, well, actually, from this position, I was able to spot this T-30. It's going to give me another 971 spotting damage. So that was lucky, unintended. Now, here, if I had more HP, I'd be shooting at the IS-32. I'm not going to risk it when there's an Arty left. I'm 300 HP, and that IS-32 can kill me. So I actually move up just to try to get shots on the 54 E1 in case the IS-32 were to fall back. But, you know, I'm playing this safe. I'm not going to shoot the 54 E1 yet unless I'm certain that the IS-32 won't light me. So IS-32 falls back. I'm going to move up a bit more. And this is just because I think the one line might be clear. I don't know. I assumed the 183 would be on the other side of the map. And then I find the 183. Now, this guy did not notice me because he was probably zoomed in on the 5041. And what I do is I come right to here. Now, most people would try to circle the 183 at this point. You don't want to do that. That'll get you killed by Arty and anyone in other positions. So by finding cover with this VK right here, I'm able to put shots into this 183. Now he fired. I should be able to get 3 shots into him for his single shot. By now he's definitely reloaded. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to let my teammates kill him. And if you look at the map, I need to stay alive so I can rush back and help out the A line. And that's immediately what I'm going to do the second the FV dies. So this is just driving back. Fast forward it because there's really nothing to it, and I just drive erratically, try not to get clicked. If you look at the enemy team right now, they've got a T-30 who's unspotted and an E-100. We don't know where these two players are, so presumably they're full HP. Now, what I'm doing is I come to this position. This position, like I said, really important position to take. The reason the one line is bad is because most players play these bushes. If you're able to sit up where I am, you have shots in everything. So the one line is not actually a terrible position to take. You just actually have to know how to use it. Now, E-100 gets spotted. So with the E-100 getting spotted and someone else dying, we know it's the T-30 who's unlit at this point. The Progetto also got lit, and what you'd expect is maybe the Patton is going to the north. So what I'm doing is there's an opportunity to flank this E-100 right here, but I just want to make sure the Patton isn't pushing the Arty. Basically, I assumed it would be the Progetto, but Patton's not spotted, so maybe I just have to be safe. So I drive through the row of bushes, trying to spot anyone who's on this ridge. I didn't spot anyone. So it implies that it's safe for me to get up to here, allowing for the fact that the Patton might be moving right now to get up to this position. So it's a bit of a gamble, but I'm willing to take it when they've only got 3 tanks left. So I get up to here, and this position, once you see what I see, opens up a lot of opportunities. So I come to here. I've got shots in this E-100. If no one spots me, guess what play opens up? So I'm going to take that shot, and I'm doing this to see if I got lit. I did not get spotted here. And so the option that I could have tried is I could try getting up to here in this matchmaking scenario, because the E-100 didn't spot me, implies the Patton is not hidden in these bushes, because that guy would have spotted me the second I shot. So it actually means the side of the map is empty, but I'm not going to take a risk. I'm a one-shot. It doesn't make sense. This is an epic game. You know, and for me to go die trying to do some selfish epic game for the replay effectively by getting up to A0 would throw the game in, or it may not be a good thing. I'm just not going to take that risk. So I didn't make the play. Although it could have worked, especially if I'd had more HP, I wasn't going to take that risk. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to poke up like this, trying to spot the Patton, because it's very real. He could have been hiding right there. Instead, I spot the E-100, and I basically learned by proxy spotting that the E-100 is the only person here. So where could the mediums be? Where's the T-30? Well, the T-30 is probably on the hill at this point. That's the only way he could be full HP unspotted. We noticed that the Progetto is down here. We don't know where the M48 pattern is. So if I was the pattern, I'd be in the middle of the map. So I'm just being careful about that. Now, what happens is the T30 gets lit. And so I fall back to here so that if the pattern's in the middle of the map, you can't really YOLO me. I move up to here now because I'm like, okay, the pattern would have been seen by now. And the pattern gets lit on the south side of the map. So I come up to here and I'm able to get shots onto the pattern. Now, I have to watch the left because the T30 might spot me. And if he doesn't, that speaks miles about how reliable my camo is in this possession. So you can see I didn't get lit while killing the pattern. The T30 should have been able to spot me, and if he didn't, it kind of implies I can do this play again and not get lit. So I'm going to pop up to here. You can see the Progetto's right there. I'm just watching my map in case that T30 got spotted. Put a shot into the Progetto, fall back again, and using that TVP for cover, and you can see I didn't get lit again, so we're going to be able to get the second shot onto this Progetto right here. And now we're going to be able to push into the E100. At this point, I wanted to get all the T30 spotting damage. So what I do is I just YOLO this E100, basically. I'm not spotted, so I pop back to here. I hope I don't get lit on the cross. I was going to use a bush to shoot at him, but you can see 6 cents went off. So I shot on the move, got the kill in the E100. And now it's a matter of trying to get this game to be above 10,000 combined, because I'm at 9,500. There's a full HP T30 right there. So T30 gets lit, not by me. I'm going to put a shot into his track, trying to just get more assists right there. No one damages him. He repairs it and he falls back. So I'm going to push in. I see his turret. He should have fallen back further. I was able to get a shot into his turret right here. Now it's a matter of pushing into the T30 without dying in such a way that I get, you know, a 10K combined game. So I'm gonna push in like this. And keep in mind, my adrenaline was going. This was a pretty tense situation. Basically, I drive up like this, and the shot, it's heat, it bounces off his side. I should have fully aimed it and just made sure it went in. That being said, the T30 pokes up, he gets killed by our T30, and we're able to get 10,013 combined damage on this screen right here because I did a shitload of unspotted, like blind spotting damage. So that was the game. Let's go take a look at the end plates, and then we'll call the video right there. In total, that was 12,196 combined damage. Fucking wild game on this map. And it wasn't just sitting in the bush and, you know, having a good game. It was the actual process to scouting on the map. Most epic replays on this map, you just see people sit in that bush all game and they wait for people to push into them. But, you know, if you're a scout, most people fuck up when their team starts to push and they don't know what to do then. So I showed you basically step 2 on that map if you'll want to have a good game. Now, that was I came first place on the team, 1310 base XP. We also did the second most damage. The TVP did more with 4,240 damage, 2 kills. We got 3 kills, but definitely not competitive at all. That game was 10 minutes, 32 seconds, and the replay will have been longer because I am pretty long-winded. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more, be sure to hit the like and the subscribe button, and I hope to see you around. Later, guys. Bye-bye.